Welcome to Brain Toolkit. This is part 2 of the tutorial. We are going to dig into the cognitive tab. So you will click and your options under this heading will pop up. There are a number of different activities for you to explore. I'm going to highlight a couple where you can really be creative. So this one, alphabet, I absolutely love. You can click on it. You can click alphabet or shapes. Let's go with alphabet. And then remember, under every activity, there's the info tab and there is the setting tab. So let's go into settings. You can choose the number of repetitions, how fast the letter shows up on the screen, if you want them to be colored, or if you want them to be black. And then you can choose if you want the background to be busy, no background, or moving, again, as you layer on complexity. So let's choose random color. Let's start with a busy background. And remember, the busy background will display a random busy background. So each time it will be something new. Go back, click start. And as you can see, a random letter is showing up, and the letters are a random color. So how can you use this? So many different ways. You can have the patient or you yourself can say a word that starts with that letter. If you want for it to be very challenging, you can work with themes. If you want to work with the colors, you can say something that is the color that's showing up. And then again, if you want to be layering in more complexity, you can try and say something that is that color that starts with that letter. Now, similar, you can click on that and you can select shapes instead. And you have the same options. Let's go with a moving background this time. Let's do random shapes and let's do a random color. So I absolutely love this one. A random shape will show up and it will be of a random color. I use this a lot with various movement training drills. So for example, you might have papers or items of different colors on the wall, around the patient, and you can have them touch the color that matches with the color of the shape that's popping up. You can assign different shapes to different movements. You can work inhibition by having certain movements associated with a certain shape and then maybe no movement associated with other shapes. So you can really, really get creative with the shapes and the alphabet. Another great activity is the Stroop, and we know this is a test for the frontal lobe, and also it can be used as rehab. So let's just choose 5 reps, and let's do no background. For the Stroop test, a word will show up, and it will be a color. The goal is to touch the color of the font. And so sometimes there will be a mismatch. And when we have a good functioning frontal lobe, we will be able to answer correctly. At the end, it will give the number of correct responses and it will give the time elapsed. And so you can write this down and try and get faster and faster. And if you're clicking some wrong answers, you can of course try and increase your score. For concentration, you can choose letters or numbers, and then you or the patient has to click as fast as they can the numbers in order. So there is an option. So this is forward, obviously. Oop, look at that. Okay, so there we go. At the end, you will get the amount of time elapsed. So this is great for visual scanning. It's actually good for frontal lobe as well. It's similar to trail making, but not quite as complex. The great thing about concentration is there is an option to have reverse be the goal of the activity. So let's go with a 4x4 grid and we're going to go reversed. Let's do numbers. Let's do letters. So of course this is going to be more challenging, requiring focus, concentration. Okay, so first I have to scan and see, okay, what is the highest letter? So it's going to be Z, and then it's going to be Y, Z, this is going to take, Y, X. This will take a little bit longer, of course, because I'm having to remember the alphabet in reverse. Let's see how long it takes me. Oh, there it is. Oops. Okay. And there's no A because there are 26 letters in the alphabet and there are only 25 squares. So if concentration on the forward is starting to get too easy for the patient then, or for yourself, then you can level it up. And again, you can, of course, change the background. You could also do something, for example, if an item is wrong, attach something to it. So for every one you get wrong, you have to do 10 jumping jacks or something like that. Again, the power in this app is how you use it in a creative way that is personalized for the patient, right? We don't like protocols, we like personalized care. Finally, for memory saccades are incredibly powerful. They involve attention, working memory, recall, motor output. So let's just go over them. Let's just do 3 saccades. And let's do medium size. For the memory saccades, 3 dots are going to appear. The user has to pay attention, hold that pattern, and then click in order where those dots appeared. If an item is incorrect, then the user has to click around until they get it correct. And then it will tell you how long it took. Let's say the user gets one incorrect in the middle. So click that one instead of the right one. Still, I have to find the correct one before I can go on to, I don't know where it was. Perfect, before you go on. So this can end up taking a long time. And if there's a point where you want to end the activity, you can always click back. Recall and match it are pretty straightforward. Match it has a letter number in the middle, and then the user has to click everything that matches the middle letter or number. And in the settings, you get to choose if you want to match on letter, number, or color. And also how many rounds you want to do. And at the end, it's going to give you a time score. And then if you want to end, just click back. Finally, recall. Again, go into the settings, choose how many symbols you want to remember. So random numbers, symbols, they've shown up. And now a whole bunch of distractors show up and you have to click which ones were on the other page. Oh, okay. And then it's going to give you a score at the end. Took 12 seconds, but as you can see, 12 of them are wrong. So try this out, have fun, let me know how it goes.